ECOWAS and United Nations World Food Programme launched second phase of food security and nutrition project in Nigeria. Federal government hints at restructuring of Unity colleges. Federal Road Safety Corps commences special operations against conveying petroleum and other inflammable substances in passenger vehicles. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 3 on Nta News24. We are live in Abuja. I am Olajide Bello. Many thanks for joining us. The Federal Ministry of Environment has raised a team headed by the Northwest Zonal Director of the National Environmental Standards and Regulations Enforcement Agency to investigate an allegation by protesters in Kapam community in Chikon local government area of Kaduna State that chemical effluents discharged into the environment by the Kaduna Refinery and Petrochemical Company in the last few days has adversely affected their health and livelihoods. The Minister of State for Environment, Dr. Isiaq Salako, in a statement says the team will work with the state authorities to report back to the ministry immediately. He also says the ministry will ensure the people and their livelihoods are protected in accordance to extant environmental laws and regulations in the country. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, in partnership with the United Nations World Food Programme, have launched a second phase of food security and nutrition project for Katsina, Sokoto and Zamfara State. Mr. Babali reports that the project will provide food and nutrition assistance and livelihood support to more than 14,000 individuals over a period of 6 months.
From the activities of bandits and terrorists has led to hunger and malnutrition in some farming communities in the northern parts of the country. It was estimated that more than 6.3 million people were in need of food stabilization in Katsina, Sokoto and Zamfara due to insecurity in parts of the states. Consequently, the intervention of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, World Food Programme and the federal government is expected to alleviate the food insecurity challenges in the states. The second phase of the intervention project was launched in Katsina State.
ECOWAS Commission that came up with the idea of setting aside $1 million to be given to Nigeria every year so that they will come up with a program.
On top of that, we are providing this nutritious food, the corn soya blend, which is a mix of soya and corn and enriched with vitamins and minerals, and that is provided to the pregnant and lactating women and their children under 2.
The project will provide food and nutrition assistance and livelihood support to 14,500 individuals over a period of 6 months in Sokoto and Katsina states.
I therefore expect a significant improvement in the operation and delivery of humanitarian assistance in Katsina State at the end of the project.
On behalf of the Nigerian government, I wish to express profound gratitude to our independent partners, the ECOWAS and World Food Programme, for their continuous support and funding, which has immensely touched the lives of vulnerable persons affected by conflict.
Muhammad Nahuche and Amina were some of the beneficiaries who appreciated the gesture, saying it will go a long way in addressing their food and nutrition challenges. Musa Baba Aliyu, Nta News.
The quest for a revolutionized agriculture in Katsina State took the governor, Umar Rada, and his delegation to China to seal partnerships with leading agricultural equipment manufacturers. The visit was facilitated by Mr. Zhu Brewery, Managing Director of Walker Nigeria Company Limited, and Ambassador Bernard Oshie of Ben-10 Equipment Incorporation, aimed to empower farmers and ensure food security in the state. He said Governor Rada means well for the good people of Katsina State by first of all choosing to work with very competent partners on his life-changing project. The delegation equally inspected solar panels companies, power tillers and solar water pump and agricultural implements. Manufacturing firms. The governor's vision is to increase efficiency, precision and output for farmers while reducing drudgery and improving income. Consequently, the governor ordered immediate supply of 400 farming tractors and 4,000 agricultural water pumps. Additional equipment to be procured includes power tillers, mini tractors with mounted implement, rice planters, rice transplanter machines, multi-crops planters, multi-crop thrashers, rice millers, rice screening machines, rice parboilers, rice destoners, manure broadcast, corn, stock grinders, fertilizer applicators, mobile soil testers, plant disease screening and direction machines, and other accessories. Governor Rada's efforts is aimed at curbing banditry and terrorism by engaging youth in gainful employment. Additional projects to actualize the Gombe Capital Special Development Zone, a move to modernize Gombe State, has been flagged off by Governor Muhammadu Yahya. Emmanuel Akila reports that the over 24 billion naira multiple projects jointly flagged off include roads, schools and hospitals in a layout to immortalize the late Emir of Gombe, Usman Shehu Abubakar.
The layout in Bar 4 for the project that is a part of the Gombe Capital Special Development Zone is carved out over a decade, even before the creation of Gombe State, but left undeveloped for over 40 years now. Having revoked the right of occupancy title in an executive order over the land, with the original owners having the right of first refusal, the state government has a plan for the area to connect the state capital with the suburbs.
These projects, as part of the Gombe Capital Special Development Zone initiative, represent the cornerstone of our urban renewal reforms and a demonstration of our shared commitment to sustainable urban planning and development.
The effort by the government is welcomed by the people as it is intended for the transformation they desire.
If you look at the outskirts of Gombe, it's surrounded by haphazard development, squatter settlement, ghetto settlement, where you cannot enter straight with your car without deviating. So we want to, stop all those problems that are trying to enter even the GRA.
The project in Bar 4 layout, designed by the Gombe Geographic Information Systems (GOGIS) to provide basic infrastructure and other public utilities, is named Shehu Abubakar District to immortalize the late Emir's legacies. Other projects flagged off are roads construction and girl erosion control. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, Nta News.
And talking health, today is African Traditional Medicine Day. Traditional African medicine involves the use of herbs and beliefs of its efficacy. In the studio to speak more is Dr. Tanango Tile. He is the Director of Traditional Complementary and Alternative Medicine, Ministry of Health. Glad to have you on the news desk at 3.
Thank you so much. Just to correct that, I'm a pharmacist, not doctor.
Oh, okay. All right. How acceptable is traditional medicine and how has it contributed to the health sector?
Thank you so much. Traditional medicine is acceptable because culturally it is being with the people. In fact, traditional medicine is older than man himself because creation was there before man was even created. The herbs, the medicinal plants have been there, and so to say it has contributed a lot, because right from beginning we relied on it. Orthodox came much later, and it evolved from the traditional medicine because the raw materials are from the traditional medicine, that is the herbal medicine, and orthodox medicines, many of them are derived from there. Even the chemical molecules that are used to synthesize the orthodox, the prototypes are in the natural, in the herbs. So that is how traditional medicine contributed. Apart from that, economically, it is there. Many countries are benefiting from it financially, and it is food as well. The traditional medicine is such that the herbs can be used as food, can be used as medicine, you know, depending on the dose or whatever that you want to use it for. So traditional medicine is everything. Agriculture is also part of it, because you have to cultivate, you have to plant, you have to harvest, you have to process. So there's a lot of things there. The value chain is just big for traditional medicine.
All right. Why is there a conflict between traditional and orthodox medicine and their practitioners?
Okay. Well, the conflict there is that the understanding is the issue. For instance, the orthodox medicine practitioner who does not understand traditional medicine will not agree with it. But if they are to understand, they will come to agree with it. And I will tell you, almost everybody practices traditional medicine. Why do I say so? Because most of the foods you eat, they are medicines used in traditional medicine. Talk of ginger, talk of onion, talk of garlic, so many things, bitter cola, all these things, they are used in traditional medicine as medicines. So everybody is part of it. It's just to ignore it does not mean it is not there. So that is it's just the understanding that is not there.
Okay, just before I let you go now, the theme of this year's day is traditional medicine research and development. Can we now say traditional medicine should gain more recognition as time goes on?
Okay, actually the theme for this year is support the provision of quality and safe traditional medicine through appropriate regulatory mechanisms. We get these things from the WHO, and actually what you said before has been a theme in the past, but this one is on regulation. So it is even apt, because that is where it is not accepted by others. The non-regulation is the excuse that anyone can give, because any profession is supposed to be regulated. But I can tell you that the Ministry of Health is working towards getting a council that will regulate the practitioners and the practice and the products. Of course, for now, the products are being regulated by NAFDAC, but it's partially. But when the council comes into place, it will be holistic, just like any other profession.
All right, many thanks, Dr. Talongo Tile, for your contributions on the discussion on the News Desk R3.
Thank you so much.
You're watching the News Desk R3 on Nta News24. More reports will return. Thanks for being there. 3 schools of health and technology in Jigawa State have been upgraded to schools of nursing and midwifery in an effort to produce more nursing and midwives to cater for the health needs of the state and the country at large. This was announced by a delegation from the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, led by its registrar, Dr. Farouk Abubakar, to the Jigawa State Government House this day. Muhammad Musa Skira reports.
In line with the 12-point agenda of Governor Umar Namadi's administration, which accords priority attention to the health sector and the well-being of citizens living in the state, the accreditation of 3 more schools of nursing and midwifery located in Hadejia, Jahun and Babura local government areas is described as a step in the right direction. With the accreditation of these new schools of nursing and midwifery in Jigawa State, the registrar of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, Dr. Farouk Abubakar, says Nigeria will have about 42,000 more nursing and and midwives to be injected into the nation's health system for effective and efficient service delivery.
30 nurse educators that are fully qualified has also been recruited by your government, and to add value in terms of the human resource in this institution. These are all commendable efforts that has added value for better training of qualified and competent nurses.
Our objective is to make sure that in each local government headquarter we have a secondary facility. We are also, in terms of the tertiary level, in each senatorial district we are going to have one tertiary hospitals, and therefore that will complete the layer of health from primary, secondary to tertiary.
The Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria notes that in Jigawa State, candidates who have completed their secondary school education in the hard-to-reach communities will be admitted and educated in the schools freely and be made to serve their respective communities after graduation. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, Nta News.
Federal Unity colleges across Nigeria would have new looks structurally in the next 6 months. Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Mamman, says while receiving the Water, Sanitation and Hygiene WASH project report, which makes up 40% of the rehabilitation projects in 92 Unity colleges across the country, Professor Mamman commends the speed of execution and pledges to always work towards providing conducive learning environments for students.
Very, very essential facilities to keep students clean, healthy, and provide a very clean environment for them to be in school. And as we have had, even the communities around the schools are benefiting from the facilities. When you have schools with this kind of environment, you will need very little to persuade learners to go to school.
Reports National Coordinator Adolescent Girls Initiatives for Learning and Empowerment, Aminabu Haruna, notes that the first phase of the project, comprising construction of water and sanitary facilities, is fully completed, citing the durability, safety and inclusiveness in all the colleges. She says the second phase, which takes up 60%, will focus on laboratories, ICT centers, hostels and other infrastructure based on the needs of each school, will commence soon. Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, has emphasized the importance of honoring reached agreements between parties and averting further industrial disputes. SANU President Mohammed Ibrahim harped on these and other resolutions of the union while briefing newsmen after its National Executive Council meeting in Abuja. Joseph Hudson reports.
It is one of the regular convergence of executive members of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, to discuss and assess not just affairs in the universities but also the state of the nation as they affect members of the union. Key on the table is the federal government's approval for the payment of earned allowances.
We are aware that the sum of 50 billion naira was appropriated in the 2023 budget year for this purpose. NEC therefore calls on government to investigate and also, as a matter of urgency, release the already appropriated funds.
Another burning issue is the release of 4 months withheld salaries of members of the union as directed by President Bola Tinubu.
NEC therefore calls on the relevant government agencies who are responsible for this delay to, as a matter of urgency, implement the directive of Mr. President by paying our members their 4 months withheld salaries.
On the state of the nation, the union underlines significant agricultural policies that will support increased food production as major step towards food sustainability and economic growth.
Mechanized farming should be the way to go, and government should also fashion out ways to provide sustainable and adequate security for local farmers to enable them go to their farms in order to provide food security for this great country, Nigeria.
SANU is hopeful the federal government reconstituted committee for the renegotiation of the 2009 federal government and SANU agreement expedite action to commence negotiation for industrial harmony. In Abuja, Joseph Otsen, NTA News.
We will not relent in promoting Nigeria's cultural values through educational programs, says Minister of State for Education, Dr. Tanko Sununu, as part of a session at the President's School Debate Nigeria Finals. Zenret Dingmun reports.
If you want to restore and bring back education system in Nigeria, you should focus on educating the girls.
Nigerian students depicting the importance of education through intellectual arguments on issues of concern in the sector. 6 teams from Rivers, Kwara, Enugu, Osun, Ekiti states and the FCT took turns defending their motions, with Team Enugu clinching the first prize. Minister of State for Education Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sununu and other interested groups underscored the importance of engaging students in such activities that will enhance their creativity and innovative ideas for a better Nigeria.
It helps us to model them and improve their critical thinking skills. It also encourages us to see how students participate, collaborate, and work in harmony as a team.
Strive for greatness and work together toward a brighter future for Nigeria, embracing diversity and promoting inclusivity.
This championship is not just about individual achievements. It is a celebration of the collective spirit that thrives in our students.
All the states that participated in the national finals will represent Nigeria at the International Debate Championships.
Minister of the FCT Nyesom Wike, in addition to sponsoring the event, donates 500,000, 300,000 and 200,000 naira respectively to the first 3 teams. In Abuja, Zenred Dingmun, Nta News.
As part of efforts to mitigate fire-related road traffic crashes, the Federal Road Safety Corps have gained additional momentum following the directive issued by its Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed for the immediate commencement of a special intervention patrol against carrying inflammable substances like petroleum products. The directives include massive deployment of patrol operatives on the nation's highways to conduct search and identify vehicles carrying these products, with emphasis on emptying the content in the vehicle when sighted. Aside the conduct of awareness campaign on drivers and passengers about the dangers of carrying petroleum products in vehicles, he also directed that drivers could be prosecuted for compromising the safety of their passengers, while stressing that no excuse is acceptable for such dastardly act. Salt of the world, the humble hero of our meals, but with a hidden dark side like a double-edged sword, it's essential for flavor and life, yet dangerous if misused. In this report, Chiogochukwu explores the double nature of salt, exploring how these everyday mineral can be both a savior and a threat, and how we can find the perfect balance to keep it on our dining tables.
Salt, a mineral so essential to human existence, is extracted from deep beneath the earth. Salt is more than just a seasoning, but a key component in many homes, industries, and as a preservation inhibiting presence of germs.
Salt is very important physiologically because without salt, your blood cannot function very well. You need salt also as a flavor enhancer in food production. Not all food are self-stable. So you need salt to control the amount of deterioration, amount of spoilage.
The uses of salt extend to road maintenance, pharmaceuticals, and even skincare products. However, caution is advised against excessive salt consumption, which has been linked to high blood pressure, heart diseases, and even stroke. These health implications of salt necessitated informed campaigns for the reduction of salt content in foods in Nigeria. This, the Office of the Special Assistant to the President on Health, in collaboration with other salt reduction campaigners, converged to add their voices to the need to strike a balance between the essential functions of salt and the serious health implications of its excessive consumption.
Excessive salt intake is a major public health concern in Nigeria because we are consuming twice the recommended daily average as established by WHO.
Sodium reduction salt targets has been identified as one of the best and effective best practice towards addressing the high consumption of sodium intake globally.
To drive this further, there was investiture of a policy champion and a social media influencer for salt target regulations in the country.
I'm committing to using my platforms to raise awareness about the health risk associated with high salt intake and the benefits of reducing it, especially for women and children, including adolescents and young people. I will lead the charge in engaging with government bodies and agencies to ensure that effective salt target regulations are put in place.
Special Assistant to the President on Health, Dr. Salma Ibrahim Anas, added that a group, PBAT Youth Champions, will soon be inaugurated to further spread information on health matters. Uche Ugochukwu, NTA News.
And that's the news desk at 3 on Nta News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Olajide Bello.